Hey Soup, welcome back. It's Claytano. Thank you guys so much for tuning in as always. And we're just going to keep it rolling here with the top 5 natural 2-star monsters in the game. Now, these videos are more geared towards PvP. However, with 2-star monsters, it's going to be a little bit more of a stretch to get 5 solid 2-star monsters. So some of them may not just be focused on PvP, they might be focused on PvE as well. So based on that disclaimer, let's just get right into it here. Some of them you probably have guessed that is on this list already. Now, first off, here we have the Wind Pixie, and that is Shannon. So cute, so cute. Look at her. Look at this little Wind Pixie with her green eyes. Anyway, the reason why she's on this list, if you look at her base speed, it's 111. It's way more than any 2-star monster should even have. Like, crazy. I don't even, like, why do you think this is a good idea, giving a 2-star monster that much speed compared to other monsters in the game that have nowhere near that? I don't know. Moving on, her third skill here is increases attack power and defense of all allies for 3 turns. Okay, so what other monsters do you know that do the same thing? Megan, right? But Megan has a little bit of an extra attack boost, which makes Megan a little bit better of this type of buff, a little bit outplayed by Megan, unfortunately. Like this one, like if you guys know the movie Mean Girls, Megan's Regina George, Shannon might be Gretchen Wieners. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, their second skill attacks all enemies, decreasing their attack speed for 2 turns with an 80% chance on each target. So this right here, it works for TOA really well. TOA normal, TOA hard. Even if you're having a hard time with TOA hard, putting a Shannon in your team with the attack power boost and defense boost is really nice to have, and it makes your team really tanky. It does a lot of more damage, and it's overall good support. And then also having a clutch glancing on the first skill helps out as well. Now this monster also is really good for GB10. You could also use it on like low ranked arena offense, low ranked arena defense, things like that. But overall a solid 2-star monster that even a lot of G3 players, legend rank players, have a 6-star Shannon that they use in TOA hard and maybe not GB10 anymore, but for TOA hard, she's kind of solid. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have the Water Hellhound. Okay, this is the Water Hellhound, Tark, aka Blue Dog. He, again, look at this base speed, 115 base speed. These are why these monsters are on the list. Like, it's so crazy that you have this. Anyway, the third skill on this that he awakens into performs a fierce cooperative attack with 2 fellow allies. 2 fellow allies. So he brings 2 other monsters with you to attack at the same damn time. That's why a lot of people run double Tark teams on their Dragon Speed 10 team. So they run like a Vertihile, Tark, Galleon, X. Or Vertihile, Tark, Galleon, Spectra, X. Okay? Because what's happening is that when you attack with your 2 fellow allies, the Vertihile might get grabbed. It's just random, so the Vertihile might get grabbed and it boosts your attack bar. You might grab somebody else that's going to be doing damage, or you might grab the Galleon that's going to be defense breaking, etc. So it's really nice to have monsters that do things on their first skill when you pair it up with a Tark. Also, I believe the skill cooltime gets reduced anytime they get grabbed by Tark because it counts as a turn. So their cooldown actually gets, a little bit more refreshed. As far as the second skill, it's actually really nice because it deals damage based on your attack speed. Okay? Damage increases according to your attack speed. So with his speed at 115 already, it's really easy to get a super fast Tark and have it do massive amounts of damage on his second skill just by being fast. Especially if you run it with a Vertihile leader, it makes it even faster. First skill, doesn't really do much. Bite and recovers your HP by 30%, which is, it's not bad. Like, why not have a little bit of a HP boost? I don't really see him used in Arena too much. He's really just used for fast DB10 teams, but like I said, I was struggling trying to find some 2-star monsters that were relevant in PvP. But now these ones are going to start getting into PvP. So now the number 3 on the list, this is the Wind Warbear. It's Ramagod, aka Ramagod. And I, for one, have never built one myself because I have always felt like I did not need one. I've tried to build one a couple times. I got it to max 5 stars, and I think I fed it probably 4-5 times, maybe more, and just never could bring myself to make one. However, in Guild War defense, maybe not so great because he's easily countered with just a skill reset monster, but on Guild War offense, I think he's one of like the most strong monsters for Guild Wars, because what happens is if you see like a team with fire heavy monsters, you pair it up with something that's not wind. So you say you pair it up with like Theomars or something else, any other element besides wind, and you let all those fire monsters attack you. So you got Perna, you have Rocky, any other fire monster, really. You just absorb all that damage, and then as soon as you get down low enough, because you're just building it tank, like you had no other reason to build any other thing besides HP. It attacks an enemy, inflicting the amount of HP you've lost as damage. Okay? No other monster in the game has this type of ability. Like, it's crazy that they put it on a 2-star monster. Like, I don't know what to say. It's an OP skill. Now on top of that, on top of building yourself all HP so that way you're super tanky and you can pretty much just pick whenever you want to release that skill on somebody, it also gives you another turn. I'm going to compare it to Sierra right now. I'm going to compare it to Sierra. It's going to give you another turn. Somebody needs to nerf Ramagos. Okay. So, Ramagos, you get an extra turn, and guess what? When you're really low HP, you recover 30% of that, and you increase your defense for 2 turns. It's not even enough to just recover your HP by 30%. You're also going to put a defense boost on yourself, so that way it's even harder to kill you. So you have that defense boost, and you wait for your HP to go back down that other 29% again until you're just about to die. And by that time, you got your clean shot up again, and you just womp on another person. And the damage it deals is just, it one-shots things. It just one-shots them. Done. It deletes them. It literally deletes them. Okay, and then the first skill, damage proportionate to your max HP. The attack has a 50% chance to reduce the enemy's attack bar by 25%. You're reducing attack bar now. You're also dealing damage on your first skill based on your max HP that also corresponds with your third skill. And it's, why haven't I built this yet? I should build this right now. I should build one. Tomorrow's free rune removal. I will probably be making one because I have nothing else to build right now, because I am not summoning for No Summon November. Alright, moving on. Okay, so now we get into the true like arena PvP 2-star stars. Okay, this is Kona Mia, the Water Garuda. Super slow. Look at that. 91 base speed. But she actually gets some decent HP. When she's 6 stars, like over 11k, I think. Which is really nice. Which they gave her a lot of HP. It's crazy. She's not even an HP monster, and she has more HP than some 5-star HP monsters. It's ridiculous. But so what makes Kona Mia good? What makes her great for arena? So we talked a little bit about it on the top 3 stars and why video, which I will link at the end of this video. And basically when I talked about it, you have your nemesis healers. Okay, your nemesis healers. That's when you build a monster with nemesis runes and you put it on your arena defense in order to counter Lucian, so that way the first Lucian that attacks you, you cut in between because your nemesis increases your attack bar, you heal, and then before the second Lucian goes in behind it, your team is already healed up enough to respawn back and it won't die, and by that time the Lucians are all out of tricks in their Joker bag and you can come back and kill them. Kona Mia, is it the best option for doing that? I would say no, but it is a slight counter to it. I would say Bella is still a better option than Kona, but you can use it like this if you so please. And then also the fact that once she does that, if she's built on, say, I don't know, Violent, which is what she should be built on, she will then resurge herself and then stun you. And then the fact that she resurges herself again, that's resetting the Violent proccing every single time she does that. So she's getting, it's like Orion, where he bounces, and if he was on Violent, when he bounces, and if it procs off of the first turn, giving him another additional turn, it's gonna reset the chance for Violent proccing. So Violent proccing has a X amount of percentage to proc the first time, and it decreases the more and more you proc. It used to never be like that. You could just keep procking over and over and over and over and over again, which was like the good old days. We're not gonna go down memory lane right now, but this resets that amount. So the amounts of Violent proccing from a Kona Mia, you would see a lot more than you would on anybody else, maybe besides Orion, just because she's resetting that amount. Okay. All right, you guys get it. And then she actually has a stun on her first skill, which actually procs quite a bit, and it's really, really annoying when it happens, when she's just like resurging herself, stunning, resurging herself again, stunning somebody else, resurging, cleansing your entire team, resurging, stunning, all in one turn. You're just like, I'm getting wrecked by this 2-star monster. Okay, with that being said, I think where she shines though, which is where I would recommend building her for, is your arena offense. And I myself personally have done it. Also, many other G3 players that I know of have done it as well. And this is for people that don't have a Tiana. They don't have the luxury of having every monster in the game, say Sierra, Tiana, Leebly, Galleon, that type of AO that's just, what do you do against it? Really nothing. You can't do anything. So this is for those people that don't have Tiana. Okay, so Kona Mia is in your defense or in your offense. And here's how it works. You have one nuker, you have a Galleon, you have another nuker, you have Kona Mia. Because my OCD is kind of getting me, just let's make it 2 nukers first, Galleon, then Kona Mia. So 2 nukers, Galleon, Kona Mia. Okay, just for funsies. So what's gonna happen is they're all gonna be on well. You're gonna have shield runes on one of them, doesn't matter who. The opponent is gonna get the first turn, okay? Say they have a Juno, say they have a Praha, say they have a Water Panda, say they have a Gianna, say they have a freaking Light Panda. That's a bad example because it's the best monster in the game, but say they have something that's going to be removing your will runes and potentially stunning you and leaving you susceptible to lots of debuffs. Well, guess what? You're gonna have your Kona Mia go first out of all of your monsters. A lot of people think that you need to build her slower than your monsters, so that way when she goes, she can just resurge another nuker. Like, you like that? I don't know what that was. It was just anyway. So people think that she needs to resurge another monster where she doesn't. That's not the point of a Kona Mia. The Kona Mia is so that way, if anything happens to your monsters while or before they go, you have Kona Mia just cleanse it. It cleanses it, it heals it back up, and then the chances of her resurging somebody after that is still viable. Like, it's still like, she's still there. She's, you know, she's gonna be there the rest of the fight. You guys, like, don't worry. She can research people later. She can also stun and help keep your team alive the entire time as well. So, okay, so say your team gets stunned. You want to build Kona Mia with some resistance. Don't build her with accuracy. Don't build her with any, you know, stupid stuff like that. Just build her HP, high accuracy. I mean, high resistance. That's what I meant. HP, high resistance, because the more resistance she has, the less of a chance that she's going to be stunned herself. Now, of course, it doesn't really work against Despair, but like other things where it's like Gianna, where it's... And to be honest, it does work against Despair, because if you don't get stripped in the first place, if you resist the buff strip, you can't get stunned by that Despair. So it does work against Despair. I proved myself wrong. Or I proved myself right. It's like cup half full, half empty. I tend to look at the cup completely full because it's half full of water, half full of air. And I don't know why we're talking about this right now. So anyway, Kona Mia goes, she cleanses her team off of whatever debuffs they might have, as long as they're still alive. That's one thing that you gotta worry about as well. And then Galleon goes, then your 2 nuker goes, and the team's dead. That's why Kona Mia is on this list as the number 2 2-star monster for Arena. Arguably number 1, but it goes hand in hand. I just think that the number 1 monster here being the Fire Hellhound, if you're checking to see if your cat's okay, don't worry, that's not the one that's meowing, it's mine. So just, you know, continue the video. As far as the Fire Hellhound, I put this monster number 1 because he is more used on Arena offense solely based on the fact that Lucians are still in the game. Because what happens is Seek is used a lot for Bernard, Lucian, Seek teams. The reason why Seek is a better option than the Water Horus, and I'll show you guys just to give you an idea of what the Water Horus is. It's this one right here, okay? Increases the attack power and critical rate of all allies for 2 turns and makes the designated target invincible for 1 turn. You would think that this would be a better option than Seek, right? That's the goal. However you say his name, I've never really looked at that in depth, but that's a weird name. He doesn't typically have the damage. He's not built for damage. He's a support monster. If you do build him for damage, he's not going to be really that effective. So what happens is that when you Lucian teams, Lucians are very, very weak to super tanky HP damage dealing fire monsters. Okay, that's primarily, say, Kumar. They're weak to Kumar. Extremely weak to Kumar. Kumar can almost solo an entire Lucian team if it all worked out right. Because he has so much HP and so much damage output that he can do it. So to minimize that threat, you can almost fight into Kumar comps if you have a Seek, because if you get them down low enough, Seek has the damage. I'll pull him up again. I don't know why he's not up, because I went and got sidetracked. But if you pull him up again, he's going to be dealing damage from fire. He's a fire element. That's the main thing. He's a fire element. I know the Water Horse, he is water element, so you would think help against those types of things where it's the fire monster that's still alive because your wind monsters can't kill it. It's not the case because he doesn't have enough damage to do it. So you have Seek here, who's dealing, he does a lot of damage on his second skill, guys. He does a lot of damage, and his first skill gives him a little bit of a HP % recovery. Ideally, you want to build him violent, I would say, but of course, if you don't have the violent runes to get him fast enough to go before your Lucians, it could just be offset. It could be completely anything you want. It could be Vampire is also a really good set for him too, because Vampire Revenge, if like it's come down to the wire. It's just like you and one other surviving fire monster that just got rid of all of your Lucians, and then he moved to your Bernard and took down the full HP Bernard, killed it, and your Seek still hasn't killed it because it's glancing every turn because your runes aren't good enough, because you don't have enough crit rate, and you're boosting your crit rate up, but you get maybe stunned by something. I don't even know what would still be left to stun you, say Volcanoes or something like that, and he's just going back and forth, and you're just grabbing all of your HP back, and he doesn't stand a chance. Say it's a Juno. Say it's a Juno left, and you just get stun locked because Junos seem to have like 100% despair stun rate, which is stupid. That needs to be nerfed. But like going back and forth with the Juno, you have the vampire runes to just like be like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life right now? Why are you trying to do this when you know you can't do it? Just die. Okay, Seek, number 1 2-star for Arena. Is he used elsewhere? Not really. I used to use him in Guild War offense with Bernard and Lucian and Seek. Against certain teams, it's a quick win. If they're not prepared for it, it could give you a 2-second Guild War offense win. It's really nice, actually. So if you guys want to try it. But other than that, there's not really anything else that I would use him for. But he does surpass Kona Mia. Kona Mia, you can use her in raids, of course. She's super popular in raids. Great monster. Kona Mia, I got Lisa, and I almost want to go back to Kona Mia for raids because it's just, I don't know, it gives you more HP, it gives you more survivability, it gives you more turns because of her second skill. I almost want to do it. I haven't done it yet. Free rune removals tomorrow. I might do it. But Kona Mia is good for other things like DB10 as well. Seek, I would just stick with Arena. So it's kind of a toss-up between those two. But anyway, guys, that's all for today. I really appreciate it. Will I do a top 5 1-star monsters in the game? Who knows? We'll find out tomorrow. Definitely like and subscribe if this video helped you. As always, stay stupid, guys. Don't be potatoes. Appreciate it. Peace. Later. Bye-bye. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe because really, why not? I also infest other areas of the internet like Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram, but the best place to ask me a question or just to tell me how much you hate me would be during my live stream every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there, and as always, stay soupy and don't be potatoes.